In this video, I'll explain the Thai tone rules clearly in just 5 minutes. Thai tones are determined by 4 key components. These are the consonant class, the tone mark, the final consonant, and the vowel. When these 4 conditions come together, they determine the tone of the word. By looking at each element step by step, understanding tones becomes much easier. Now, let's take a closer look. Thai tones are determined by 4 key elements. First, the consonant class. There are 3 types: high class, mid class, and low class consonants. Next, the tone marks, 5 different marks that affect the tone. Then, the vowel length. Whether the vowel is long or short changes the tone pattern. And lastly, the final consonant. The open-ending sounds y, w, and the stop-ending sounds b, t, k. By combining these 4 elements, the tone of each word is determined. Thai consonants are divided into 3 groups. First is the high class group, next is the mid class group, and finally, the low class group. For simplicity, only representative consonants are shown here. But in the actual system, every consonant belongs to one of these 3 groups. Here, we'll explain the Thai tone marks, called my tone. Thai has a total of 5 tone marks, starting from the left. First is the case with no mark. This means no special symbol is added. Next is my egg. Then my to. After that, my three. And the last one is my jatawa. The dotted circles below show where the tone mark is placed in relation to the consonant or vowel. Once you remember these 5 marks, understanding how tones work becomes much easier. Here, I'll explain the vowels in Thai. Thai vowels come in 2 types: long vowels and short vowels. The top row shows the long vowels. These are vowels that are held longer, like a, e, u, e, o. The bottom row shows the short vowels. These are pronounced briefly, like a, e, u, e, o. In this slide, the consonant aong is used to clearly show the shapes of the vowels. Here, I'll explain final consonants and syllable types in Thai. On the left side, when there is no final consonant, the syllable is called an open syllable. Its tone follows the basic tone rules. On the right side, when there is a final consonant, the syllable becomes a closed syllable. Closed syllables come in 2 types. The first type is the sonorant ending, which ends with sounds like m, n, ung, y, or w. These follow almost the same tone rules as open syllables. The second type is the stop ending, which ends with p, t, or k, and these follow special tone rules. So, the presence and type of the final consonant is an important factor in determining the tone. Thai tones are determined by 4 elements. These are the consonant class, the tone mark, the vowel length, and the type of final consonant. In the following sections, we will go through these 4 elements and explain how each one affects the tone. Here, I will explain how tones are determined when there is no final consonant. In this case, the tone is determined by 3 factors: the consonant class, the tone mark, and the vowel length. Let's first look at the case of long vowels. For middle-class consonants, no tone mark gives a flat tone. My ache gives a low tone. My tho gives a falling tone. My tri gives a high tone. My chatawa gives a rising tone. For high-class consonants, no tone mark gives a rising tone. My ache gives a low tone. My tho gives a falling tone. For low-class consonants, no tone mark gives a flat tone. My ache gives a falling tone. My tho gives a high tone. Next, for short vowels, only the no mark pattern appears. For middle-class and high-class consonants, it becomes a low tone. For low-class consonants, it becomes a high tone. By using this table, you can accurately determine the tone for syllables that do not have a final consonant. Among closed syllables, those that end in the sounds m, n, y, or w, called sonorant endings, follow the same tone rules as open syllables with no final consonant. In other words, for these final consonants, you can simply use the open syllable tone chart to determine the tone. On the other hand, closed syllables that end in p, t, or k, called stop endings, follow very different tone rules, so a separate chart is used for them. By remembering that open syllables and sonorant endings form one group, and stop endings form a separate group, you can understand Thai tone rules much more smoothly. Here, we will explain the tones of closed syllables that end in p, t, or k. These endings are called stop finals, and the tone is determined by both the vowel length and the consonant class. 1. When the vowel is long, for mid-class and high-class consonants, the tone becomes low. For low-class consonants, the tone becomes falling. 2. When the vowel is short, for mid-class and high-class consonants, the tone is also low. For low-class consonants, the tone becomes high. In summary, when a syllable ends with p, t, or k, the tone depends on whether the vowel is long or short and the consonant class. This is the key point to remember. Next, we have a tone practice quiz. Here are 4 words: ga, ga, gan, gat. Let's think about what tones they have. First, the top left word, ga. It is mid-class consonant plus long vowel plus no tone mark, so the tone is mid. Next, the top right word, ga. It is mid-class consonant plus long vowel plus my ek, so the tone is low. Now the bottom left word, gan. It ends with n, which is a sonorant final, so the tone follows the open syllable rule, mid. Finally, the bottom right word, gag. It ends with k, which is a stop final, so the tone becomes low.
Thank you very much for watching. Thai tones will definitely become easier if you practice slowly and repeatedly. I hope this video helps you with your Thai learning. See you again in the next lesson.